Your mom doesn't know the difference between giving birth and pooping. She pushes you out into the jungle and leaves. Immediately. No goodbye. No protection. Just gone. You're 2 feet long, completely alone. And literally everything wants to eat you. Welcome to life as an anaconda. You're born. You survive. You disappear. So you think being the world's largest snake sounds cool? Being an apex predator that can swallow deer whole? Yeah, no. Because before you become that terrifying giant, you spend years as a tiny, vulnerable snack that every predator in the Amazon wants to murder. And even when you do get big, you're stuck in a constant cycle of hunt mate and slowly deteriorate until the jungle reclaims you. No family, no care, just survival and then death. Let me walk you through why being an anaconda is basically nature's version of tough it out or die trying. All right, let's start at the beginning. You're born live, not hatched from an egg. Which sounds nice until you realize what that actually means. Your mother gives birth to 20 to 40 babies at once. You and your siblings all come out together in one massive delivery, and then she leaves. Like immediately. She doesn't wait to see if you're okay. She doesn't protect you. She doesn't teach you anything. From her perspective, there's literally no difference between giving birth and taking a dump. She pushes something out and then she's gone. You're on your own from second one, and you're only about 2 feet long. You're tiny. You're soft. You're defenseless. And the Amazon rainforest, one of the most dangerous places on Earth, is now your home. Jaguars, they'll eat you. Caimans, they'll eat you. Large birds, they'll eat you. Hell, even fish will eat you if they get the chance. You scatter in all directions with your siblings, hoping that at least some of you survive long enough to make it to the water. Most of you won't. The jungle doesn't care that you're new. The jungle doesn't care that you're alone. The jungle doesn't even notice you exist. You either figure out how to survive in the next few hours or you're gone. So let's say you're one of the lucky ones. You make it to the water. This is where you're safest, or at least less likely to die immediately. You slip beneath the murky brown surface of the river, and suddenly you realize something important. You're invisible. Your skin, beautifully patterned with green and brown scales, blends perfectly with the water and the jungle floor. When you're submerged, you're practically impossible to see. Your eyes and nostrils stay just above the surface while the rest of you disappears into the murk. This is your first real advantage, camouflage. It's not much, but it'll keep you alive for now. And speaking of staying alive, you're hungry. You haven't eaten since birth, and your body is already demanding fuel. So you start hunting. At first, it's just small fish, tiny things, easy targets. You freeze in the water, letting the current carry you closer to your prey. And then, snap, your jaws clamp down with shocking speed. Your first kill. It's not much, but it's yours. And this is how you survive. One small kill at a time, learning, growing, getting stronger. You spend your early days slithering through rivers and swamps, mostly staying in the water where you feel safe. You hunt small rodents that venture too close to the water's edge. You ambush frogs. You catch fish. And slowly, very slowly, you start to grow. After months of this, you've entered the juvenile phase of your life. You're bigger now, faster, stronger. Small fish and frogs don't cut it anymore. You need more. Now you're hunting capybaras, the world's largest, rodents, and even small caimans. This is when things get interesting and dangerous, because while you're getting bigger, there are still plenty of things out here that can kill you. Jaguars, larger caimans, other anacondas. You're climbing the food chain, but you're not at the top yet. One day, you spot a juvenile caiman basking on the riverbank. It's not huge, probably around your size. Should you try it? You decide to go for it. You slip into the water, gliding silently toward the caiman. Your muscles coil, ready to strike. And then, boom! You lunge. Your coils wrap around the caiman in an instant. It thrashes, but you're stronger. You squeeze until it stops moving. Your first major kill. It's a victory. A big one. But don't get cocky. Not every hunt goes this well. There are days when your prey outsmarts you. Days when you try to take down a capybara and end up being dragged halfway across the river before it escapes. Yeah, that happens. But you learn, you adapt, you get better. And with every meal you grow a little bigger, a little stronger, a little more confident. By the time you're fully into your juvenile phase, the jungle doesn't feel quite as intimidating anymore. Sure, there are still threats, but you're becoming a threat yourself. As you grow, you realize something. The jungle is crowded. There are other predators everywhere. Other anacondas, jaguars, caimans, And if you want to survive long term, you need your own space. You need a territory. So you start searching. You slither through the dense jungle, crossing rivers, climbing over fallen logs, navigating thick underbrush. You need a secluded area, somewhere near water, somewhere with plenty of prey, somewhere far from other predators. After days of searching, you find it. A quiet stretch of river hidden beneath a canopy of trees. Perfect. You mark the area with your scent, claiming it as your own. This is your territory now, and anyone or anything that enters uninvited, that's a problem. But holding territory isn't easy. Other anacondas will challenge you. Predators will encroach. Prey becomes scarce during certain seasons. You have to constantly defend your space, constantly hunt, constantly stay alert. There's no rest. Not really. Eventually, mating season arrives. You pick up the scent of a female nearby, and suddenly survival isn't your only priority anymore. Now it's about passing on your genes. You follow the scent trail, slithering through jungle and swamp until you find her. She's huge, beautiful, and completely uninterested in making this easy for you. If you're male, you're not the only one who found her. There are other males here, sometimes a dozen or more, all coiling around her in a massive writhing ball of snakes. It's called a breeding ball, and it's exactly as chaotic as it sounds. You fight for position, wrapping yourself around the female, trying to get close enough to mate while other males do the same. It can last for hours, sometimes days. And even if you succeed, even if you manage to mate, your job is done. You leave. You'll never see your offspring. You'll never know if they survived. If you're female, things are a bit different. After mating, you carry the babies for several months. Your body swells. You become slow and vulnerable. And then when it's time, you give birth to 20 to 40 live babies. You push them out. And then you leave. Just like your mother did to you. Because that's how it works. There's no parenting. No protection, no care. Most of those babies won't survive their first year. But that's not your problem anymore. You've done your part. Now they're on their own. As you get older, now fully adult over 15 feet long, maybe even 20, you're finally at the top of the food chain. You're an apex predator. You hunt deer, wild pigs, caimans, capybaras. You're powerful. You're feared. But here's the thing about being an apex predator. You don't get to retire. There's no peaceful old age. No golden years. You just slow down. Your muscles, once lightning fast, start to feel the wear and tear of years spent hunting. Your reflexes dull. Your body, which used to coil and strike with perfect precision, now hesitates. One day you're stalking a deer near the water's edge. You've done this 1,000 times. You coil, you prepare to strike, and then the deer senses you at the last second and bolts. You lunge, but you're too slow. The deer escapes. It's the first failed hunt in a long time, and it won't be the last. As the months go by, you find yourself missing more and more. Prey that used to be easy is now a struggle. You're still eating, but not as often. Not as much. Your body starts to thin. Your muscles weaken. And eventually, one of three things happens. 1, a younger, stronger anaconda challenges you for your territory and wins. 2, a jaguar or caiman catches you off guard during a moment of weakness. 3, you simply grow too slow, too tired, too weak to hunt anymore. And you starve. In the wild, most anacondas don't die in epic battles. They don't go out in a blaze of glory. They just fade. They grow too slow to catch prey. And the jungle, which gave them nothing when they were born, takes them back. Now some anacondas end up in captivity. And honestly, it's not much better. You're stuck in a tank or enclosure. No territory to claim. No hunting. No freedom. You're fed pre-killed prey on a schedule. You don't have to hunt, but you also never get to hunt. And people are terrified of you. They see you as a monster. A killing machine. Something to fear. But you're not a monster. You're just surviving the only way you know how. In captivity, you might live longer, 20, even 30 years if you're lucky. But is that really living? You're stuck in a box, fed like a pet, stared at by people who don't understand what it took for you to survive in the first place. So let's recap what it's like being an anaconda. Your mom abandons you immediately after birth. You're born into one of the most dangerous ecosystems on Earth. Everything wants to eat you when you're young. You spend years hunting just to survive day to day. You have to fight for territory constantly. Mating is a chaotic, exhausting battle. You abandon your own babies just like your mom did as you age. You slowly lose your ability to hunt. You die alone, either killed or starved in captivity. You're a spectacle in a box. Anacondas are proof that being an apex predator doesn't mean you have it easy. You're born alone. You fight alone. You die alone. No family, no pack, no safety net. Just you, the jungle, and survival. If you enjoyed learning about nature's ultimate solo survivor, smash that like button and subscribe for more Why It Sucks to Be I'm videos. Coming up next, why it sucks to be a hagfish. Spoiler, you're made of slime. You tie yourself in knots to eat, and you're so disgusting that predators would literally rather starve than eat you. Drop a comment. Would you rather be abandoned at birth in the Amazon, or spend 17 years underground as a cicada? Both options are brutal. Thanks for watching. And remember, at least your mom didn't confuse giving birth with pooping.